You wanted it to be wrestling oriented. You wanted wrestling talk. Well, that's exactly what I'm going to give you. This isn't about drama. This isn't about storylines. It sure as hell is not BS. This is my real true emotion. This is my feelings and my thoughts. This is the magnitude of it. The bottom line is there ain't going to be no holding back. There isn't going to be any restrictions. There ain't going to be any barriers, and there sure as hell ain't going to be any walls. This is where Sean's Entertainment shoots, and I sound off. First off, right off the bat, right at the beginning of this video, I want to make it absolutely known that I am not here to talk about, well, I want to see TNA go out of business. I want to see them fail. I want to see wrestlers without a job. I want to see wrestlers having to scrap and scrape and claw and inch. No, I don't want to see Impact Wrestling go out of business. I don't want to see them end up like WCW, ECW, NWA, AWA. I don't want to see them regulated to being on YouTube.com. But the general feeling and the comments and the messages that I receive, and this is a response to the viewers and the uploads here, and I'm responding because it's a wrestling response. It's not a drama response, even though right off the bat people are going to say this is a drama video, even though it's wrestling oriented. So if you think this is drama, just unsubscribe because this is wrestling talk. Listen, I don't control the news and the rumors. When there's no news and rumors, I can't control that. I'm sorry. I apologize. Hell, scrap that. I don't apologize. When there's rumors and news, I'll bring it to you. I'll give my opinion. I'll give my view. I'll tell you what's going on. But anyways, I don't want to see TNA fail. I want to see them succeed. I want to see them be competition. I want to see them level up. But when people come on here and say, Sean, all you do is talk about all the bad. All you do is talk about all the negativity. All you do is report on, all the things that are down about TNA and how they're on the downfall and how they're on the downgrade. And, well, how can I come on here and talk anything about good? How can I be in a positive manner? How can I have this vibe about TNA if everything I'm hearing and if everything I'm seeing and if everything I'm feeling is bad and negative? I mean, are we supposed to talk about the great ratings that fall each and every week? How they had one of the worst ratings of all time? Are we supposed to come on here and talk about the losses of Samoa Joe? Are we supposed to talk about the rushed angles? Are we supposed to talk about the low attendance rates? Are we supposed to talk about the low pay-per-view buys? Are we supposed to talk about the fact that TNA finally went on the road? They're doing live events, and that really didn't do a hell of a lot of... Are we supposed to talk about the promotions? Are we supposed to talk about the advertising? Are we supposed to talk about all the wrestlers like Sting and a laundry list load of wrestlers that went from WWE to TNA back to WWE? Guys like Christian. I mean, like I said, Sting. The list goes on. The Dudley Boys. I mean, I could be on here all day long. Rob Van Dam. I mean, TNA, ladies and gentlemen, everyone comes on here and they poke the finger at me and they jab me and they say, well, Sean, talk about the good. Listen, there is some good. TNA's got the Knockouts division. They got the Knockouts division. That's what's good. That's what's compelling. That's what's intriguing. It's a 2-hour show, but it's not a great solid 2-hour show. TNA has lost a lot of momentum. They've lost a lot of wrestlers. They've lost a lot of money. Like I said, pay-per-view buys are down. Revenue's down. Ratings are down. Live attendance is down. TNA is in a sad state of affairs. And I know for years and years and years, the rumors and the reports have stated they're going to lose their deal. They're going to be off Spike TV. They're going to be off Destination America. They're going to have to be regulated to doing this. They're trying to work out a new deal. They're keeping their head above the water. But when you're coming on here and you're pointing the finger at me and you're jabbing me and you're saying, well, Sean, all you are is critical of TNA. All you want to see TNA do is die. No, I don't want to see TNA die. I want to see TNA be what it was. I know what TNA can be, but it's not got the right backing. It's not got the right... There's just so many things out of place. There's so many things that's ass backwards with the company. And in my opinion, there's a lot that could be done. Now, I'm not saying that WWE's perfect, but because it's not. And if you think I come on here and it's just all daisies and ice cream and the cherry on the top, no. WWE's ratings have been declining. Their storylines are pretty non-existent. We see rematch after rematch after rematch. But there is sure as hell a lot more that TNA has wrong than the WWE. You can call it WWE PG, you can call it Disneyland, but look what TV-14, boy, that's done a world of wonders for TNA now, hasn't it? Once again, you come on here and you complain and you talk and you rant and you rave and you upload about oh, Sean, whenever he talks about TNA, it's in a bad light. It's something negative. It's something that downgrades them. He never talks about the good of TNA. Well, because there's not a hell of a lot of good. There's not a hell of a lot of positivity. It's actually sad. It's actually depressing to see these live events and see only 300-400 people show up, and that's being nice. It's hard to see these TV ratings. It's hard to see that they lost half their audience. It's hard to see that they may not be able to negotiate another deal. I mean, look at all the international deals that they lost. I mean, half the people don't listen. The first problem is when you say TNA to somebody on the streets, they're gonna come up to you, and if you say, "Hey, you know what TNA is? You know all about TNA. Do you know what TNA stands for?" They'll be like, "What the hell does that mean? What does that stand for? What is it? Is it a song? Is it a catchphrase? Is it a movie? Is it about a porno?" The first problem is its name, and obviously something's not being done right. Somebody's not paying attention. And like I said, this is not what I want to see out of TNA. Listen, I used to watch TNA. I used to go to TNA. I used to go to the shows. I used to order the pay-per-views. I used to order the merchandise. I used to support them. And at no time do I want to see them go out of business. But with the way they've been going and with the kind of things they've been doing, it's just not good. So you want to know why I don't come on here and talk about the positives and why I don't come on here and praise and kiss TNA's ass? Well, because at the end of the day, there's not a hell of a lot of ass to be kissing because the asses are getting very limited. The asses are being weighed down. It's being watered down. And you can talk about all the great matches and moments in history. TNA having their own Hall of Fame. What a joke. Speaking about Hall of Fame, look at all the Hall of Famers that are now no longer going to be there. Kurt Angle reportedly will be leaving. Ric Flair's no longer with the company. The Dudley Boys are no longer with the company. There is just so many things. I mean, look, AJ Styles is no longer with the company. I mean, there's just so many things wrong with this company that I don't even know where to begin. The WWE has a lot more things wrong with them, but they can afford to have things wrong with them. The WWE has a lot more money and a lot more maneuvering. TNA, it's a whole different story. So when you come on here and you're trying to rack your mind and you're trying to think and you're trying to concoct all these different things about why does Sean say this about TNA? Why does Sean say that? Because there's nothing good to report. There just isn't anything good to report. Sure, they have some good matches on Impact. I'll give you that. But the thing I'm mostly interested in is the knockouts. The knockouts division and what they're presenting and what they're doing and how they're getting over. But the strategy, the scripting, the planning, the motives, the ratings, the attendance, it's bad. It's sad and it's depressing. And sometimes I can't even watch TNA. Sometimes Monday Night Raw. It's 3 hours. It's 3 hours. But you know what? With the way the WWE goes about things and their production and the way they get things over, it's still better than what TNA is doing. Like I said, I'm not just this WWE fanboy. I'm not just this WWE suck ass. There's things wrong with both companies, but the WWE can afford to have things wrong. TNA, on the other hand, they can't afford to do this, and they can't afford to keep going down that road, and that's all I'm saying. So the next time I come on here and talk about TNA going under, going out of business, how their ratings are down, how their attendance is down, that's what's happening. That's the story. That's what's legitimate. So don't come barking down my tree. Don't come taking my name and, dragging it in the dirt and throwing it under the bus and saying that all I want to see is TNA go down and all the bad and all the repetition. And because there's not a whole hell of a lot of good to say. I'm sounding like a broken record because this is the same song and theme with TNA. It's a broken record of the negativity and the signs of death coming their way. You can see it, you can feel it, you can sense it. I don't want to get that feeling. I don't want to sense that, but it's going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. There was a time when we thought WWE was going to go out of business, and that was when there's competition. There is no competition no more. There is no more competitive spirit. There is no more, battle between the brands. It's, like I said, you want to know why I don't bring up anything good or the positives? Why should I talk about something about 2002 or 2003, 2004, 2005, 2006, 2007, 2008, 9, 10? TNA had a lot of good years, but the last few years, ladies and gentlemen, have been nothing to go home about. I can tell you that. As a matter of fact, there's been a lot of head scratching, and as a matter of fact, there's been a lot of bad and a lot of negativity over the last several months. Your comments, your opinions. Sean's view has sounded off on TNA. The proof is in the pudding. Look up the reports. Look up the analytics. Look up the viewership. Look it all up. It's all there. They have lost too much, and they have gained nothing. Subscribe.